motherfucking heels on.
Hello, bitches. It's time to put your motherfucking heels on.
I'm Kerri.
And I'm Bri.
And we're here to tell you what this fucking podcast is about. Do you want to kind of get into why we started this, how we started this, etc., and your perspective?
Yeah.
Okay.
So why I personally wanted to start it is because I listen to podcasts on my own. Like whether I'm like going for a run or a walk, I just love to listen to other people's perspectives on life and just like hear different advice on different situations, whether it's relationships or just you're working on yourself. I think it's very informative. And I wanted to give my own perspective on these topics.
Exactly. We've been through so much stuff. I think the podcast I've listened to has helped me significantly.
Me too.
Not obviously I don't take every single advice that every single podcast gives, but it gives me a sense of, oh my God, they understand what I'm going through, and that's a sense of community without like having a close person to always be around.
Yes.
And I think that's why we wanted to start it. Should we get into how we met?
Yeah. So it's a kind of a long story, not really, but today's episode we're going to talk about college, sorority life,
and sorority questions from girls.
We'll end with some questions and kind of just how to get accumulated to college life. So we'll start by how we started our friendship.
Yes.
So we both joined the same sorority when I was a freshman and she was a sophomore.
Yes.
And at this time, we're during the recruitment process, we're meeting all different new kinds of people, and then it's finally time for like our new member process, and that's when we started becoming friends because
our last names are right next to each other. It's K and L.
So for every event,
we're lining up.
I was always right behind her. So obviously we're gonna start talking, and
we're in the same major as well, fashion design and merchandising. We'll be talking a lot about outfits on men and women, body types too as well on this podcast. But a lot also to do with mental health. This whole podcast is going to range from everything that we have gone through, our life experiences, our college experiences, while implementing also healthy stuff. Maybe also talk about toxic stuff from the past that we're trying to stray away from. But today's topic, before we get into it, the reason why it's called Put Your Heels On is because I know girls go through a lot of things and they just wallow into a misery, kind of misery pot. And it's like
you can't let bad things consume you. You just have to push through.
You gotta get up, get out there, and not saying get out there and do whatever, but get up, get out there and do what you want to do. And I think that's what inspired the name and like made us, it is exactly
also like being confident,
like
it's time to put your heels on and just like walk out of any toxic situation or anything that's putting you down.
Yeah. Any friends, any relationships, anyone who's putting you down, like not wanting you to go be better, not wanting you to move up. Put your heels on and walk out of there. And just to be confident in yourself is really what this podcast is about.
Yeah, it's definitely just how to love yourself and be confident in your own shoes.
Yeah. So we've been getting a lot of, I think because it's summer, we're going into school, and we always go through fall recruitment in our school. So we kind of want to give you guys a little bit of an insight on how sorority life
and like
works.
what to expect.
1,000,000%. And every school is different. Every sorority is different. What they expect
our school is down at Drexel University is definitely on the smaller scale of like sorority life. It's not like an Alabama or like a Penn State, but it's still similar to those schools.
So I hear a lot of questions. You know how like before you go to school and like you're rushing a sorority, you're like reading rate sororities.
Yes. Trying to see what's the best one, the most popular, what you want to be in.
Tip. I think everyone already knows this. You don't look at the actual rating. You don't look at the, 5 stars. You go into the comment section and you see people who rank out what's the sororities like, what's the best sorority, what's the middle tier. It's not the rankings of the actual percentage on the sorority. What is it called? Like rate my sorority. You know what I mean, right?
I looked at that.
So that's tip number 1. don't believe in the numbers. Not on that website.
And then even if you like go to the sorority's Instagrams, like every school has them, just to like see like what they're about, see like the girls in it, see if you think you would vibe with them. I definitely looked at all of them, and I definitely followed the ones like I was looking at.
Yeah, definitely go onto their website, because there's going to be information on exactly how you sign up for recruitment. Remember, follow the steps. Always put your picture on there. If you don't put your picture on there.
On what?
So like, you know how when you register for recruitment.
Oh yes,
you
when
have
you
to put
sign
your,
up.
Yeah, when you sign up, you have to put your picture on there. That's tip number 2.
Yeah, just cute, normal picture,
Doesn't have
smile,
to
whatever.
be crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Just at least put a picture on it, just like a job interview. You want to put your picture on it.
Just to get a feel of like your vibe.
Exactly. Also, I think I didn't really look into philanthropy that much, but I think it's important to, because you do a lot of things in a sorority based on what what the philanthropy is, and if you really love the philanthropy,
if you love a certain one, definitely go after that sorority,
because it is philanthropy based a lot, and it is so fun, but it is philanthropy based, and I think sorority life then and now is gonna be like a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely. Since COVID, like we haven't done anything just because like you can't on campus right now, but hopefully in the fall it all opens back up and like we get to go back to normal.
Yeah, it usually is a big stressful.
No, it is.
It is the most stressful time of the year for us too. On the other side,
so like we have our events go like night on the row, which is like during welcome week for freshmen, and then we have round one, round two,
pref, and then bid day.
Okay. So some personal advice for the actual like events. I think on night on the row, if your school has that, you should definitely wear something that will capture someone's attention. I remember I wore like a jean dress. And I got so many compliments on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I keep getting compliments on my outfits because I planned it every single day out. It's like, don't do the basic, but do it like so cool and like so trendy. But like that's also because we're fashion design and merchandising. Yes. You guys don't have to wear. You can wear whatever you want.
I just maybe a bright color or like something with like glitter or something that will stand out.
Yeah.
I think that will definitely help, because when I came back to round one, everyone was like, "Oh my god, you were the one in the jean dress."
Yes, you made a great first impression.
Yeah.
First impressions are so important when you're going. This is life too, but like sorority's like life in a smaller scale. And I think one of the other tips I do have going into recruitment is, I remember talking to the recruitment chair, Grace, when I was rushing. And I had a wonderful, deep, meaningful conversation with her. And I was explaining what I was looking for personally, just being super straightforward in a sorority, in a relationship, in a sorority. And she was just like, I've never heard a better answer. Like, you make that connection when you speak. Be real.
Yeah, it's all about talking. Everyone's going to ask you a million questions. It's just talking, like, true to your heart, what you want in a sorority and what you want to get out of it. It's good to ask questions. I remember I asked a bunch of questions like what is the day-to-day life, like if I were to live in the house, or like if we have events every weekend, like what should I expect if I join this sorority? And I think whatever fits your needs the best.
Ooh.
I know. Whatever fits your needs the best should work for you.
Also, I don't know if it's just like our school, but definitely throw in there that you'd live in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other schools, like, you want to live in the house. Like, this one girl who I know goes to, like, a sorority out west, like, they have, like, a full, like, cook and, like,
chef.
Everything.
Yes,
they have everything. So, like, I would love to live in the house, but Drexel's a little different.
I've never lived in a house before.
I did, and it was not a good experience.
Do you remember? They pulled me in, and I was like, no way, I'm not living in the house. They drew in a hat. I'm the last one to get drew in a hat. I'm like, dude, I'm not living in the house. But I was also older and I didn't want to live there.
And I was a year younger, so I was fine doing it, because with Drexel, you need to live on campus for 2 years, like freshman and sophomore year. So it was either that or an apartment. And I was like, you know what, I'll just go live with my friends. But then instead of like being like a double room, like me and one girl, I ended up getting a triple in one room. And so that's what kind of ruined the experience for me. Like I feel like if I just had one roommate, it would have been fine. But I think it's hard to live with two people in one little room.
I think that would be terrible.
Yeah, I think my experience would be different if that didn't happen.
Right. You definitely had a great 3x3 experience for sure. But we can get into that a little later.
Yeah. But, so let's go to round 2 now.
Yeah.
So for us, round 1's at night, round 2 is during the day, and you wear white.
For on
us,
our side,
you wear white. So I just wore a white sundress. It's during the fall, so it's like a little chilly, but not really, like a little jean jacket. And that day is Philanthropy, right?
No, but it's jeans, white. It's jean color and then white top, right?
That's what I forget.
Yes,
what
it
do
is.
the
That's
girls
round
wear?
2. The girls
I
wear.
thought I wore white. I guess you don't have to wear white.
Pref, you wear black. First day you wear whatever shirt they give you and like black pants, and then second day they wear like white and then jeans.
Well, Pref, they wear anything that's nice.
Basically,
okay, well,
we
round
wear the
2,
same thing.
it's like a day dress. That day you're asking a bunch of questions about community service, if you ever done some in the past, and if like what each sorority's philanthropy is, whether it's ours is I wish I could tell you.
No. My big was the.
I know it.
So is your little.
I know it. Okay, well, we help the community. I know we like helped make backpacks for people. That's like what we did at the.
No, our philanthropy.
It's fine. Anyway, the next day is preference
Children's
round.
in need, kids in need,
Yeah,
twins,
helping
kids
the
in need.
Foundation,
twin ideals.
Yeah, something like that.
Twin ideals.
Yes. Okay.
Dude,
Anyway, the last day is when you dress
Fine.
up almost like formal attire. I wore this really cute lavender corduroy dress from Urban, and it was like short, tight. It was cute, and then just high heels. That day, it's kind of like if like you're in or not. Like that's like the last day, and you normally have 1 or 2. I guess it's like, do you get a bid? It's 1 or 2 and then you pick?
No,
I don't
this
really remember. It's
is
just
round 2. Okay, round 2.
So
what
long ago.
happens in round 2 is it's your second elimination date. So tomorrow, like the next day for prep, you're only gonna get
1 or
up to 2, the most two sororities to go back to. So that's the day where you kind of narrow it down to the 2 you like the most, and hopefully they like you back too.
Yeah.
So that's basically round 2.
So like for me, like that day, my 2 top I got called back to, and I was nervous. Like I genuinely didn't know what to pick. I ended up making the right decision, but if you're like stuck between 2, I was looking more into like if people can help me with my job, or like if I would make more friends. And I went with the more friends, and I'm so glad I did that, because the one sorority, a bunch of girls were in my major, which I thought that would be really helpful to me. But I'm glad I did the friend route, because now I have like my bestest friends in the sorority.
I actually have an advice. My Rho Gamma, when I was going through prep, I was having a really, really hard time deciding which to eliminate. And she told me, what room could you walk into when you feel most comfortable being in sweatpants, a top, just being yourself? Pues you're going to have to be there for the 4 years.
Yeah.
So you want to make your friends there. You want to feel more comfortable there. Where did you have the most genuine conversations? And where do you think you fit in the most? Boom. Immediately I had an answer in my head, and I put it down. I think the biggest challenge for girls to get into, it's hard because you want to look at the rankings. Like I look at,
Yeah, you want to be like,
rankings.
they're the prettiest. They have the most fun. They go out. Like you just have to go where you feel comfortable, and you'll make friends.
You just shouldn't. When you go into, especially first time, have an open mind. That's the only way you'll get into the right sorority for you. And maybe you're going to go through rounds and you're like, dude, sorority's not for me, and that's completely fine. Because I never thought sorority was for me.
Or even if you don't get one that you like, you can always try the next year, because if maybe it wasn't for you, maybe it is. And then you can just see, like, if your friends are in it, how it is, and if you want to do it the next year or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of people, like, you did it your sophomore year.
I never did it my first year. All of my friends did it my first year. A lot of friends did it their first year. I never did it. There was, like, it was just not something I wanted to do, and it wasn't something I was very into, but all of my friends were in sororities, and I was just like, okay, fine. And then I actually ended up loving it my first year in the sorority. Loved my big. The next year, had both of my littles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a blast my first year and a half, and then it was just COVID hit.
Yeah.
There was just not much to
Literally
do.
school like ended.
Yeah.
Like,
super involved the first a year and a half doing or 2 years doing a lot of stuff, and I think it really builds your community. And I think
it does.
What people forget is you're not hanging out with 150 girls all the time.
No, you definitely have your groups,
group.
your fam.
Everyone's together. There's gonna be fake bitches. There's gonna be fake people. There's gonna be so much drama.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Just put yourself in the group that you like find and branch out too. Like, I think when people get into a sorority, they really stick to who they're with, but like branch out to people outside of your sorority. Just have friends everywhere. Don't just stick to sorority life, because when you get
your
older,
major, all different aspects. If you join clubs or whatever.
When you go, I think when we got older, it's just like you kind of want to like branch out. Also have friends from other avenues, because sorority life is awesome.
It is.
It is so fun. It gives you so much to do. You're always busy. You have a big, you have your littles, you have your grand big, you have your fam, you have so many support group and support systems.
And also like a lot of job opportunities too. Like if other sisters have worked at a company that you want to work at, they can put in a good word for you. Also,
connections.
Sororities are nationwide. So if other people were in the same sorority but not like the same chapter, like that gives you an in at some places, which is nice.
Yeah. It's awesome. I think going through recruitment, girls are going to be extremely nervous, especially this year after COVID. You don't know what to expect. Neither do we. I have no idea what's going to happen, but we're older. Our littles are going to be the ones rocking out there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a process where I think girls need to calm down, really get in touch with yourself, and be yourself. Times are different now.
Yeah.
I think what people expect of sororities, everything is
like
changing.
It's this typical, like,
sorority
from the movie,
life.
they're all blonde, they have big boobs. Like, it's not like that.
No, I think it really now is about personal connection. And I think just getting out there, don't worry, be yourself. You're going to obviously be a little nervous. But, like,
that's okay.
That's okay. That's the good part of it. The best part was on bid day, you're sitting there, you can't open your bid, and then you open it, it's literally where you wanted to be, and you run home.
Some people, like, I had an issue where I got into, like, the sorority I wanted, and my friend at the time didn't.
Oh my god, yeah.
So if that ever happens, if they're your real friend, like, they're not going to not be your friend just because you got the sorority they wanted, and the process, like, everything happens for a reason. So, like, if your friend didn't get the one they wanted, like, they probably would fit in better at the one that they did. It's just, like, in your mind that you think that one's better than the other, but...
Yeah, don't ever think
and
something's better than the other.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
And if they're not your friend anymore, then they weren't a real friend. It's just stupid to, like, get in arguments over that.
And I think that's kind of what it does, though. Like, when you put girls... Like, when you put the rankings up, like, in school, like... Oh, this sorority is the best.
It's also like when you're going through the process, I would like refrain from talking to your friends like, oh, I ranked this one first, this one won me back, this one didn't. Because a lot of jealousy will be involved, and like it might like sway your decision to go to one or the other, and you want to just like keep that to yourself.
I like totally agree. Like, I think what you decide who's number one, who's number two, this is not a group event. This is you yourself, which sorority do you want to go to? It's just like finding your relationship.
Like if you just want to go
your friend
to
is
one,
not dating your man's. You know what I mean? Like,
and you want to go one and like all your friends are in that one, but like you don't personally feel like a connection there, then it's fine to go to a different one, and you still like you can all hang out with each other. It's not like you can't see each other. Yeah. So like the takeaway advice, guys, is number 1, put your picture on there when you do go sign up for recruitment. Number 2, be yourself. Number 3, prepare in advance. Yeah, plan out your outfits. They always give like options of like, oh, you should wear this day, this the other day, just so like you have an idea of what
I would not wear something too scandalous.
Yeah, nothing too revealing.
Just be classy and like be yourself and just be presentable. You know, it's
almost like you're going to an interview.
Yeah, but it's not like
it's not as formal,
but like it is. Right.
It is.
Yeah. And number 4, like you said,
because you're getting asked all these questions about yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. And number 4, like you said, don't talk to your friends when you're all rushing together about who you put first, who you put second, who didn't ask you back.
Keep that to yourself because that's the only way you'll end up in the right one.
And talk to your Ro Gamma. They're there to help you. They're there to help you make the right decision. They're supposed to be unbiased. They went through training. I promise you, that's the way to go, and that's the way to go. Okay, so questions.
All right, now we're going to go to the questions.
Okay. So, this girl asked, how do I know what sorority I'm supposed to be in if I still can't choose the night before?
Okay, I was literally in this situation, but the way Drexel does it, you go to both of your sororities on the last day, if it's 1 or 2.
Right.
Then you literally have to make a decision, right, when you walk back to, like, the main room. So, like, I didn't even have a night to think about it. I think that's actually very nice that, like, you can think about it for a night and then, like, wake up with your decision. Mm-hmm. But for me, I had to make it right off the bat. So the first advice I would give is talk to a Ro Gamma. That's what I did, and that's when I got the advice of, would you rather just, like, go for your friends, or if you want to just go for, like, people in your major? And I would see the people in my major anyways, so that's why I made the right decision of, like, going for friends. I think talk to them and then really think about, like, where will I fit in, not just, like, for superficial reasons, but, like, on a deeper level.
It sucks too because you don't talk to every sister in every round, and you don't talk to every sister in every sorority. So you may go talk to a sister who isn't shown, like, not showing what the sorority is like. So if you have one bad experience, which is what I did, in one sorority that's I liked, and I love all the girls there, but I had a bad experience, I wouldn't put them first because, and that's just how I would do it as a new, like, as going in. So I think in general, in order to find kind of like where you belong, you really need to just, like, base it off of the conversations you have, because that's really all you really have, and just go from there.
Just keep an open mind.
Yeah. And see,
like,
where
you'll feel in your heart, like, where you belong.
Because you have to imagine, like, when I wake up tomorrow, when I open the envelope, if I see this, will I be disappointed?
Yes.
Pick the one that you wouldn't be disappointed.
You could also, like,
always one.
drop one. Like, I think it's called, like, a sudden death or something. Remember, like, if you have 2 options and you really don't want the other one, you could just put your first one down and say, worst case, you don't get it. Then you can always try next year.
Yeah. What's that word? Oh, God, it's so long ago. It's suicide bid.
Yeah.
It's suicide bid. You suicide bid that one sorority. So you just have one sorority.
It's always good to leave a backup, but if you really do not want to join that one, then I would recommend just...
Okay, this girl said, in round 1, I guess, which is pretty short, will you spend some time talking about major, where you're from, etc.? And what do you talk about? What should I talk about? And what common questions will they ask you in Rush?
So the first round, you're just trying to get to know everybody. So coming from my own perspective of now being in the sorority, asking girls questions, I definitely want to hear where you're from, what you like to do, what you do in high school, did you play any sports, do you do any activities, do you dance, whatever. And then I kind of save more of, like, the community service questions for the next day when we're actually doing, like, our philanthropy round.
That's when you get deeper. I like to get in there. Ooh, over there.
But definitely all, like, your basic questions, like, where are you from, what you like to do you have a job, what's your major, what do you do, like, on the side.
I met my little night on the row, and I loved her. I met her night on the row. I was like, oh my God, she's so cool. I talked to her round 1. Major, super cash, because it's very short.
No, I met my big that way.
Seriously. Seriously. Like, it's insane. Like, you when you make a good first impression, I'm telling you, if there's something called Night on the Row, or the first night when you go to...
Even if you just want to go see what it's about, because then on the row you just walk around, see all the different sororities.
See
if you don't like it, then don't do it.
Yeah.
But if you do, then I think it's definitely worth it to go.
I think the questions, the first round should keep it very basic. When they ask you, ask them. And then if you have any questions, very surface questions about the sorority, ask them, because you only have that short amount of time and you talk to different sisters.
Yeah, like to ask a question, I would be like, so what do you guys do like on the weekends? Or is there anything mandatory that I have to do every month? Or like something like that. Like we have to do like community service hours. Or like any little thing like that. Like we have chapter, you know? Like
you can ask about philanthropy, but remember, because
it's very quick. So you're talking to so many people and you can just keep saying the same stuff to each one. Like,
but also like you can just have real conversations, get to know them without, and you don't have to ask for philanthropy, because sororities hear about philanthropy, so they always have a philanthropy round. So I wouldn't just get into philanthropy until you go through.
And you might connect with someone, like what if they're from the same town you're from?
Right,
like,
do you know this person?
There?
Do you know this person?
That happened to me so much.
My little was from the town that my college boyfriend was from. So I was
like little
oh
things
my
like
God,
that.
like, you know this, you know this. She was like, yes. I'm like, okay, hi. You know, who are you? You're so cool. Now it gets to a funny question.
Okay.
I got kicked out of Rush because I was drinking the night before. Is this something that you can't do? I'm not even in a sorority yet. I don't understand how this can determine that, ? My favorite sorority dropped me because they saw me out drinking. I'm supposed to be a PNM and I can't drink, ? Is that supposed to be true?
Okay, so some sororities, like each school does it different. We didn't have any rules like that.
Yeah, no. Like, I think that just goes into a conversation of very sensitive topics like hazing.
Like, there's no hazing. Don't tolerate hazing.
Talk about that. Yeah, like for us, like our school, we don't do that.
No, Drexel doesn't tolerate that, but I definitely know other schools do. And if you're not comfortable with that, please leave, because it's not worth it.
Bri and I were just talking about it yesterday. Like, be careful as a new member, a new member, if you're just trying to rush. Be careful your welcome week and your first 2 weeks before your sorority rush. Don't just hook up with whoever, because my college boyfriend, I hated this girl. I didn't hate this girl. I was just like, are you kidding me? She was a new member trying to rush our sorority. And she's all up on my college boyfriend on welcome week. And I was like, dude, come on. Like, know your audience.
Just know that, like, there probably are girls in the sorority you want to rush are there. And you just want to be cautious, because, like, they're always watching, like, literally. And it's only for, like, a week.
Yeah, I was watching. I didn't cause any problems. Like, it's whatever, but... Like, I mean, it's not a good look. I'm not going to, like, love her and vouch for her now, because I just saw her all up on my boyfriend because she doesn't know her social cue. And, like, you're going into a fraternity party with all sorority sisters who's friends with all fraternity brothers. You got to be a little bit careful. Be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you choose.
Also, like, if you can drink, like, drinking isn't everything. Like, there's other ways to have fun. If you still, like, are really serious about joining, I think... It's good to just, like, hang out with your sisters. They probably want it as a bonding experience rather than, like, getting drunk every weekend. So I think it's just up to you what you feel comfortable with.
Dude, seriously, like, I think having, like, the sisterhood events, like, especially during Big Little, we go to do different activities all the time, and I think that's one of the best experiences I've ever had in sororities. It's not when I go out. It's when I go hang out with my fam, or go hang out with my friends and, like, different activities. Because it's cute and it's fun, and like you really connect with them because you have that one thing in common, and then you develop more. And I think that's why sorority is still great to be a part of, because
you get those connections with people that you wouldn't get just meeting someone like on the side of the street.
Okay, so the last advice that you would give to our fucking audience for a sorority.
I would say, 1, be yourself. 2, don't be afraid to ask questions, and especially like your Rho Gamma.
I love when people ask questions.
Yeah, like which one you should join if you're ever confused. Just ask questions. And then 3, follow your heart. Don't be swayed by other people's decisions. Like, try to just keep everything to yourself. And then 4, just try to plan out like what you want to wear, what other people are wearing, just so you can like make a statement and stand out.
Yes, I think that pretty much sums it up, bitches. And I think we are really, really excited to get into our next episode
very
because
excited.
Today we wanted to talk about sorority because it's exactly how we met.
Yeah.
And I think we got a lot of questions.
It's a great way to make friends, right? When you get to school, I knew no one when I went into it, so I was like, I have to do something in order to make friends, and I think this was the best experience that I could have done.
No, I wouldn't change it for a second. We're just a little older now, but like we know the experience, and it has changed our life for the better. Everything happens for a reason.
It does.
This was awesome. And I'm telling anyone who wants to go through Sorority Rush, go through it with an open mind.
If you don't like it the first day, then just stop.
You can go. You don't have to. This is not a lifetime commitment. You're not marrying this sorority.
You can always drop it any time too.
You can vanish at any time. No problem. Like, just try it. If you don't like it, just be yourself. Be open minded. And get in there, have a great time. Don't be sloppy. Don't be kissing no sister's boyfriend.
But just have fun.
And have a great time. Bond with your sisters. And our next episode is going to talk about every single relationship we've ever been in. And
there's too many.
And all the toxicness that comes. See, God doesn't want me to. God doesn't want me to talk about it, sorry. And my voice is fucked from this weekend because
we did just go to Vegas, and we will be talking about that soon.
Yes, we will. Stay tuned for the vlog and stay tuned for our next fucking episode. I hope.
Put your motherfucking heels on.
All right, ladies, we will see you guys very, very soon. We hope you enjoyed this episode, Sorority Life, and next episode, it's relationship. Dun dun dun.
Bye, bitches.
Bye-bye, bitches.